This is Taking It to the Nub with Shirtless Mike.
And Boston Jimmy. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
What's going on, brother?
Everything good over your neck of the woods in Herb Zone?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just worked today till like 4 o'clock. It was supposed to be 6, but I had a little time to relax afterwards and all that good stuff. And it's been a pretty, I've just been trying to, stay home.
Yeah, I hear you. As we all have. So you know who we got on tonight, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
We got the commish.
The commish.
Those that don't know, the commish, this is, we're going to be bringing in Kevin Parrow, founder of the Cigar Militia, just a moment. And for those that don't know Kevin, we'll have Kevin introduce himself in a second. So, Kevin, I'm going to unmute you and bring you in. So, Kevin's based out of the Massachusetts area. Kevin, what's up?
Yep.
How are you?
What's up? I'm doing great, except for this cold out here.
Yeah, I heard it's a little cold up in your neck of the woods. I heard you had a little scare that you were out of work for a day or two, huh?
A lot of us have had a little scare at the hospital. Obviously, everybody knows what's going on. So everybody's been being on the very cautious side in the medical field. So they're testing us beforehand, before we have the secondary trouble, if you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
Which I hope nobody gets as the cases rise every day. Just hope everybody stays safe and doesn't end up getting it.
So what are you toasting up tonight?
Well, I mean, it was only right. I mean, the guy that I had to harass this guy a couple times, to get these cigars. He sent them through. He came through big, and I actually just got my little cigar mix meter.
Look at that.
Put that cigar mix meter in 67 on the cigar. I got
67?
them Boston Jimmy.
All right, very good.
So,
what are you smoking, Mike?
right now I'm smoking a cigar by Dr. Gabby Caffey called the Tobacco San Geronimo. So, what are you smoking tonight, Jimmy?
So, let's start with the cellophane.
The
Yellow Cello.
When's the last time you saw some yellow cello, man? So this is, I believe, is about a 5-year age, perhaps, or more. Surrogate's Animal Cracker.
Oh, nice.
That's because we got you on. We got the commission. We don't cut back on anything. So, Kevin, there's some people here that may or may not know who you are. Tell us a little bit about Kevin Parrow and what it is you're doing with this thing called the Cigar Militia.
So I woke up one day and I decided, my love for cigars has got deeper and deeper by the day. And I woke up one day and I decided, hey, the Boston area doesn't have a cigar community. So I said to myself, hey, I think we need a cigar community. So I tried to reach out to a couple guys. I kind of got shut down, and no names needed to be said. But I decided, you know what? If nobody wants to do it, I'm going to have to be the guy to do it. I'm going to have to bring a community to my community because it's just, Boston, City of Champions. That's the way I look at it. So I said to myself, Boston is not really that broad of an area. I mean, how many people are we really going to get in a community that, is not as big as the average community, like wine or liquor or whatever. It's not as big. It's not as broad. So I said to myself, I said, how about I do New England? So that's why I came with the New England Cigar Militia. Militia actually came from the Battle of Lexington and Concord. Cigar was what I had to throw in because otherwise nobody would have known what the community's about. And on my shirt, he still has no name. Is the badass Cigar Militia guy. He just looks mean. You can't look happy when you're in war. I mean, he's smoking a cigar. He'll be mellow later.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. There you go. So I
Yeah.
understand as we go through this show, people pass out the word. I'll be watching it on here, but we've got a few giveaways on this show tonight. So Kevin's gonna bring out a couple of things he wants to show us that we're gonna give away. We've got a really nice ashtray that we're gonna be giving away.
So I actually have an ashtray that I actually received from Nick from Foundation Cigars.
Foundation. Right?
Unfortunately, I do not need 10 ashtrays. So I decided to give away this ashtray right here on the show, which is absolutely phenomenal ashtray. Look at the gold accents on it. I kind of want to keep this one, but I got the Padron one in the house. So
there you go. What else? What else you got?
I guess mug.
Kevin's the king of swag here. He loves to give stuff away.
I got the Cigar Militia mugs. I got 3 of those I'll give away.
Okay.
I got some patches I'll give away. And then I also have a black and white coin that I will give away.
That's a nice coin. Very good.
And then I got this colored coin that I'm actually waiting on more to come back in stock. But I don't know how good you can see that there, but it's pretty beastly. Pretty thick. And then on the back side, it has our establishment with, you could call it whatever you drink, bourbon, scotch, rum, and then the cigar, and then it says the Cigar Militia on the back. This is the Commission's coin.
How long has your group been operational now?
So we started the group January 24th of last year. So we've been rocking for a little over a year. We started very, very, very small. It was just a group of my friends, and 2 people came here, 2 people came there, and now we're over 1,800 members, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Are those all in New England?
Actually, that's what really shocked me, because when I started this, I wasn't really thinking outside the box with the membership and the people coming to the Cigar Militia. I was thinking, this is New England. And then I was also thinking another way, because when I made this, I mean, most people look at it, it looks like a Patriot symbol, but it's not. That's not why I made it. It just happened to kind of look similar to it. I made this to bring the community together, not just New England, not just everywhere. And I have members in Australia, Cuba, Nicaragua, Hawaii. And I basically have 49. I think I actually have all 50 states now. I think. Don't quote me. I don't want to say it if I don't have it. I want to be accurate. But I'm pretty sure we have almost all 50 states in the Cigar Militia.
So I saw you down at the Great Smoke, smoking Great Smoke early in the year. And yeah, a lot of people came over and said hi. You knew a lot of people there, and this is basically a lot of folks in Florida, but from around the country they show up too. And there are a lot of people you shaking hands with. So, Commish seems to be the name for it.
Yeah.
Hey, so Kevin, I had a quick question here. So, about how long have you been smoking cigars, and kind of how did you get into cigars? If you could tell everybody your story.
Well, I actually started smoking cigars probably about 9 years ago. It was kind of like a little by little thing. I didn't smoke on a daily basis. I didn't wake up thinking I was gonna go smoke a cigar. It was more like go to the casino, or a night out. Or my friends were playing golf. I really wouldn't play golf, but I'd be there. Hey, yeah, I'll play golf. I'll smoke a cigar. I sat there and watched them play golf. I didn't want to play golf, but I started because I used to smoke the green stuff, and I decided I didn't want to do that no more, and I wanted to get a professional gig, but I enjoyed smoking. So I went to the casino, picked up a cigar. Obviously, if you know me, I'm a lot of control sometimes. So I asked for the best cigar in the casino. And the guy came over to me and he said, "Are you sure that's what you want?" And I said, yeah. I said, yeah, that's what I want. I want the best cigar you got. And he gave me a Padron 1926, and the rest is history for me. So that was my first cigar, which I kind of had to take a backdrop, if you know what I'm saying. I had to go backwards and try to smoke other stuff and talk to myself and say, you know, I can't expect that to be this. And I went the other way first. I didn't start small. Well, the first thing I probably smoked was a Philly blunt when I was a kid, but
Yeah, and for those who don't know, Kevin, he's actually, I call him a Padron whore because he loves a Padron 1926. He just loves Padron, period. So that's definitely interesting to find out that your first cigar was a Padron 1926.
So as we said, we're going to do some giveaways here. So if you stay in the show, throw some questions out, and you know, maybe we'll take some questions, and if we get these questions, we'll give some giveaways along the way. So here, Habano Aaron asked the question. So
hey.
let's see. She says, Kevin, remember that one time in Boston? Padrones?
Padron. I remember one time that I went out with Erin, and I was supposed to meet her at the restaurant, and the restaurant had almost the same name, and I went to the wrong restaurant, and she definitely thought I wasn't showing up. And I was sitting at the restaurant. I'm like, I'm here. I wasn't there. But yeah, Erin's a good kid. I hope to see Erin soon. She serves the country, so Erin, just let you know I really appreciate that. And when you come to Boston, you know, we'll go out and enjoy another good time.
Does Erin have a cup?
Does Erin have a cup? Erin can get anything. Erin knows she can get anything she wants. I actually owe her a T-shirt, but she has to have a specialty T-shirt for reasons unknown.
She says yes. Okay, all right. A lot of people may not know what you do on your daily life and how you put this time, you're putting your kind of life on the line for us. Okay, you know, working in hospital industry.
You know, like I tell people this the same thing every single time. I mean, it's something that I'll always live by, that my grandfather taught me as a young kid. My grandfather was a Chelsea firefighter. My great-grandfather died in the line of duty, Chelsea Fire. If I had the choice, my opportunity would have been to be a firefighter. I mean, I look at it like this. This is what I was built for. I'm built to help people, help the community, and the front end and the back end, which, you know, I try to do that even with my cigar thing. I hand out free cigars sometimes to people because, you know, some people don't have it. And I'll give the shirt off my back if I can, pretty much. But my grandfather always told me that you do your job. You're not a hero. This is the job you signed up for. This is the job you do. You're not a hero. And I never ever heard, you know, all the stories he ever told me was always telling me about how somebody else did something. Never him. Never, never, never in my whole life did he ever tell me somebody else, a story about him. It was always about somebody else. And I know my grandfather was, I know what type of guy he was. So it's just, I just stick by that every day. And I mean, I work in the hospital for more than just doing security. I work in the hospital because I enjoy my job. I mean, some days you have bad days, and some days you're upset and things don't go your way or whatever, but you just chalk it up and go on to the next day. And right now is probably the absolute toughest times that we could be in. And this is what I always preach to the guys. You know, you could get paid for 365 days, but then there's that one day that it all goes out the window, and then you just got to remember, you know, this is your job. This is what you signed up for.
Yes. So you jonesing on missing baseball right now?
I'll be honest with you, 18 years of playing baseball. I mean, I love the sport. My sports are hockey. I'm definitely jonesing on missing the Boston Bruins in the playoffs right now because they would probably be starting playoffs in, a couple days. NFL draft's probably going to stink. Nobody's going to be screaming and yelling when the the third pick, you know. But, I mean, listen, it's something that you got to look at. You got to realize what we're going through in life right now is like a game changer. It's like you got to take a couple steps back and be like, this is what it was before anything. And taking care of your family and making sure everybody's safe is the most important thing right now with whatever everything's going on. And sports are just sports. I absolutely love sports. Like, I love sports. Like, I watch at least 5 different games or a boxing fight or something a week. But all this downtime and stuff like that, besides eating out of your house, you got a house and home. Because I know everybody's at home eating every day. I look at the bigger things. This could have been a lot worse. This is a wake-up call. That's the way I put it. This is a real wake-up call, and everybody needs to wake up and realize that, your days matter. You might not be here tomorrow. Your days matter. And that's why I smoke cigars, because I enjoy smoking
I find
cigars.
myself biding my time when I'm not working, not hanging with the wife watching TV, getting on these virtual HERFs that we've all been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You've been on a few. What's your opinion on these HERFs and how they keep the community rolling?
From what I've seen, I mean, it's absolutely bringing the whole cigar community together. I mean, the retailer, the wholesaler, the consumer, the promotional guy. I mean, we've been in there with everybody from Frontline Cigars to Boston Jimmy to Cigar Talk Radio to Clinton, who works at a cigar store, Ray, who works at a Corona Cigar Bar. I was on with Steve Saka the other night and Skip Martin. I mean, I was on with Willie Herrera last night. So, I mean, it's really bringing people together that you would never normally talk to on a daily basis. And I think besides the cigar community hurting, obviously because of what's going on, I think in the long run, this is going to strengthen the community up. I'm noticing it. It's seriously different. I enjoy going on every night. I mean, we're on Frontline Cigars podcast every other night, So I enjoy doing it.
So what is it in your up in the New England area? What's the deal on cigar shops as far as being open, home delivery, curbside, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, places like that, Connecticut, Rhode Island?
So basically, right now they're doing what pretty much most of the country's doing. They're doing this curbside. You pull up, like Two Guys Smoke Shop's doing it. You pull up, you call the number, you say, hey, I want 3 Padrones, Sin Compromiso, and a couple Monte Cristos. And then they grab your cigars, they charge you, you give them the money at the door, and you leave with your cigars. So that's what they've all been pretty much doing to try to stay in business. I've heard online sales are like through the roof, right?
I think it changes the dimension of how we do business going forward. I think when we come out of this on the back end, there's going to be a lot of differences in how we all operate. I mean, we're all still going to want to go to shops and stuff, but these concepts are not a bad concept. And VHERFs, I think, are going to stay. Maybe not as many, but there'll still be some staple ones that people will get on. Because even after you get out of a shop, think about it. You get out of a shop, 10 o'clock at night, they close, right? A lot of them on a weeknight, maybe 2 in the morning on some big city shops. But you go home and it's like, hey, let's go. You might VHERF with friends that you've met over the last 6 months, talking about, the day.
Yeah, I think they're a good thing. I mean, I've bought a couple different cigars because of VHERFs already. Because I'm like, I want to try that cigar. That cigar looks good. Where'd you get that from? And that's how I bought a couple cigars. That's how I ended up buying the Frontline cigars that I bought. And I tried that Clown that he has, and that thing's pretty good.
I haven't had that.
Clown. Yeah, and it's got a fantastic band. I mean, Boston Jimmy band's pretty damn cool too.
They're a cool band, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty damn cool.
My wife designed that band. She did a good job.
Boston Jimmy. That will be on my table when I make my table.
I'm honored, my friend. Oh my goodness.
Now, Jimmy, did you have to put each individual band on this time, or did they?
I sent the bands down to the down Texas, and they'd send them to the factory, and everything got delivered to me in bundles, already banded. So.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because the first round, Kevin, I was over at Boston Jimmy's house when I was one of the first people that got to try the Boston Jimmy before his party, and he was sitting there literally like putting the bands on, and he had to put and put it back in the cellophane and all that. So, I mean, it was very. I don't know how much time it took him, but I'm sure it was very time consuming. So I'm glad at least you got a little bit of a break this time.
I have a lot of respect for the people in the factories that put bands on all day. I mean, I made the gel, I made the glue from the pectin, from the fruit pectin and all of that, right? So I did it all the right way, but just to put the right amount on, put it on there, it gets on your fingers. You put too much, you don't want to get it on the wrapper, and you make a mistake, and it's like, it's on the wrapper now. Now when somebody takes it off, they're gonna tear the wrapper. So yeah, that's a very tedious job, putting the band on, because you want to have it perfect. You want to have the lines all lined up. So a lot of respect for the band appliers now.
It's a good cigar. It's burning good, tasty.
I got a lot of good feedback. Ray Manzella says, "Yo." Quentin says, so I need to buy some Boston Jimmies. Okay, so Boston Jimmies are not for sale. The only way you can get Boston Jimmies is, well, we're in the midst of a pandemic right now, so I will continue to have them around. But the idea is that when I go to like shop tours and I go out, if I'm around, go into an area or haven't been, and you see me or you meet me, I would always have Boston Jimmies to give to somebody I've seen on Facebook and say, try my cigar, and hand them out. And then when I run out, I order more. So they're free, okay?
Now it's more like wash your hands, get a cigar.
Wash your hands, get a cigar. That's it. What do you think of, so being New England, you already know my thoughts on this. What do you think of the whole Tom Brady thing now?
I already knew where you were going with this one. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm a Patriots fan. Love Tom Brady, 6 Super Bowls, but when it comes down to it, I'm a Patriots fan. And this is like the best way to put it is like I'm a Patriots fan. There's no other, there's no other way to put it. I mean, and that's with me like getting a little buzz in my head of like, upcoming season. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little mad at Tom Brady. I'm not mad at Tom Brady because he left us. I'm mad at Tom Brady because he went down to Tampa. In the way that I grew up, I would have wanted to play against Bill Belichick. I would have wanted to prove myself. And going down to Tampa.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Going down to Tampa, he completely ducked Bill Belichick.
Yeah. So he should have went to Miami.
I truly believe he completely ducked Bill Belichick on purpose. That's the
he wants to see him in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I don't think
game. He says, who gets the Super Bowl first, Bill Belichick or Tom Brady?
I mean, right now, the Patriots kind of unloaded, but we've done that before.
Oh, yeah.
And I was actually having this conversation last year, and some people will agree, some people will disagree. But right now, at the present time, if I was going to pick one out of 2 players that I was going to keep on the Patriots, right now it would be Stephen Gilmore over Tom Brady anyway. I just feel like he's a more valuable piece. He's younger. I would have kept him over Tom Brady at this point. Maybe a couple of years ago I would have, thought otherwise. But, like, what Stephen Gilmore's done over the last few seasons, he's the ultimate Patriot right now. Tom Brady won 6 Super Bowls. We know that. But he's 42 years old. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so I got to chime back a little here on the Facebook stuff. So Mo from Frontline Cigars says, "Love you guys." And it says, "Are you not seeing the comments on Facebook?" Mo, be careful. We get back and forth on it. Okay, we're gonna let.
What up, Mo?
Mo, we're all watching it. Kevin Schweitzer says, Never happened. Brady's career will be over in a year.
Well, he's not going to play this year. The way it's looking right now, the cookies crumble, and they might not even have a season. Because if this goes away and comes back, cash that season out.
Ray Manzella says, when are you going to be in Boston? Boston, Jimmy? I'm like, well, not immediately.
Well, Jim, you'll have to come. So while we're at it, that's Rob Manzella. So Rob Manzella is one of the guys on the cigar committee for my local cigar lounge, which is actually an Elks Club. They do a ton of stuff for the veterans, and they just have a great organization. And the cigar bar is phenomenal. So when you come to Boston, we'll go by. Hopefully, soon.
Oh,
we'll
I know my wife. My wife's father lives up somewhere in the middle of New Hampshire, right? So we're thinking about, we were supposed to go up there this month, maybe May originally. Obviously that's put on hold, but as soon as there's all clears and it looks like it's a good time to travel, I think we're going to be coming up that way, going to New Hampshire, and then maybe I can do a stop we'll hang out in Boston for a couple of nights, and we'll all get together.
Yeah, I'll take you around, take you everywhere. You already met Kevin. So Kevin is on the cigar committee too. You already met Kev. Kev was at the Smoke In event with me.
Yeah, and you'll get Kramich.
Get Kramich. Get Kramich. That's my favorite.
That's exactly what happens. Shouts out to Kevin Kramich, y'all.
Yeah.
Schweitzer says Belichick's the man.
Yeah, I think Belichick is the foundation of the Patriots. Don't get me wrong. Tom Brady's work ethic got him to where he ultimately got to win 6 Super Bowls and be an 8. But, man, Belichick's the brains behind the operation.
Reyes Val says Boston Jimmy to Boston tour 2025. 2025, I'll be 65 years old. It'll be the perfect time. Be my retirement tour. Okay? I just go all around the country then. I'm just going to drive all around the country for like 6 months, just visiting shops on a retirement tour. Rob Manzella says we've all been Kramiched. So you might want to explain what that means, Holmes.
Holmes got to explain it.
I don't even know. I mean, the way I see it is, if something peculiar happens, I don't know. He just said it one day when we were at brunch, and it just kind of stuck. So I don't know that it has a particular meaning. I mean, maybe if Kevin was on there, he could explain it better. It can pretty much take on multiple meanings.
Okay, so we're gonna do a giveaway here. Okay, I'm gonna be giving look at that cloud shot. Nice.
Clown shoes. So I'm drinking the Clown Shoes, which is actually based out of Ipswich, Massachusetts. It's called the Clown Shoes Churro Sombrero Mexican style chocolate stout with vanilla beans and cinnamon. Boom.
All right, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to do this random thing here. I'm just going to spin the dial up and down a little bit on the phone. Whoever it lands on, we're going to give away a Cigar Militia cup to start with. So I'm just going to go up and down on my phone right here, and wherever my finger's going to rest, and looking at it, there it is. And the answer is, well, look at that. Quentin Brown, you get yourself a Cigar Militia cup.
Damn.
So please send Kevin Parrow your contact information, and he'll get that out to you. Congratulations. We got some more prizes to give away as you go on through here. So let's go back to the Smoke In event. So we'll start with Michael. What was your favorite part of that besides meeting Kevin Parrow?
My favorite part was pretty much the going to the dinner, that Friday night, and then I also liked, the actual event itself, just throughout the day, and then plus the after party afterwards, and just hanging out with the people from the militia and the commish, and then also the brunch. You know, they had some really good food at the brunch, and sitting there talking for 2 hours with Steve Saka was. I mean, not a lot of people get that opportunity like that, but you know, if you're anywhere with Steve Saka, he's very well known, but he will find the most nerdiest of all cigar nerds, and then he'll sit with them, and then other people can just come up to, you know, he's not gonna go just walk around and be the show. He's gonna sit there with all the cigar nerds, and people can find him and, you know, come up and he'll talk to them. But that's pretty much the best parts of it, though.
How about you, Kevin? What is your memory out of that? How was your first time you went?
That was the first time I went. I thought that the event in general was absolutely phenomenal. Probably the best cigar event I've been to. I've been to a few. I haven't been to many yet. I plan on going to a whole bunch this year until Operation Corona came into effect, which is very unfortunate. But I thought the best part of the event was meeting the smoke-in dinner, the Red Meat Lovers dinner, hanging with Pete and Robert Holt, and having a personal experience with all them guys. Not only doing that, but meeting Evan and eating absolutely pounds and pounds of steak. It was unreal.
Was a lot of steak.
It was unreal. Like, there's no other way to put it. It was unreal.
You're a vegan, but that's not the place for you.
Yeah, if you don't like meat, don't go to that event. But it was well worth the money, the whole thing in general. I went to all the events. Next year, I'll probably go to all of them again. Abe, great guy. Abe throws a great event. And you know what made me like that event the most is Abe is very personable. You know, Abe was 110% there the whole time. And somebody who's running that big of an event, you don't usually see the face of the event as the face. And I actually said that to him. And I think that's real key to running the event, to know who's running the event and how much they really care about their own event. And it just shows with Abe and AJ and all them guys that were running around and doing all the things they did from start to finish. They put together a great event, and they stood by their event. And I don't see that at many events. You know, you go to an event, you don't even know who's who, and you don't know who runs it. And so
I would say my takeaway, I've been there quite a number of times, and this is the first time I went to the Red Meat Lovers Club dinner. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. I thought that was very well done. The food was just outstanding. More food than you could eat.
Did you try those little bacon things?
Absolutely,
those little small.
Every bit of it I tried. The only thing I would have liked to have had them there also was like meat stuffed escargot or something.
Something absolutely absurd, right?
Really be decadent, or have like a really nice, Boston cream pie or something.
Well, they're gonna have that there. Come on. I'd have to bring that with me on the plane FedEx. The one day I'm in. Oh.
See what else we got going on here. We've got Cigars for Warriors was representing. Go to dinner. We had a Little Havana Saturday night was epic.
Little Havana was epic too. Yep.
Tell me about I wasn't part of that gig, so tell me a little bit about Little Havana.
So my buddy.
That was the first time you were there, Little Havana?
No. I've been there a bunch of times. So my buddy Jose, he owns Guantanamera Cigar Bar in Little Havana, right on the main strip, Cali Ocho. And across the street, there's a Spanish restaurant right there that has absolutely phenomenal food. So when I'm in Little Havana, I immediately go and I hit up Jose's bar. I drink till I can't stand, take an Uber home, and I have some Cuban food that's unreal. It's amazing every time. I've probably been to Little Havana 10, 15 times over the last 4 or 5 years, and it's a must-have. If I hit the state of Florida, there's not even a question about me going to Little Havana. I'm going.
Drink a little bit of Cuban coffee while you're there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, as you'll know, Jim, I'll hook you up with Jose, and you'll have an experience like no other. It's just dancing, music, coffee, mojitos. He's got his own cigar line that he has out of there, and he's just a very personable person. And you drink some of the best stuff you wouldn't normally drink. So cool experience, cool guy.
So let's move for a second. Let me just open up something. So we're going to move a little bit into some of the recent news that has hit the wires. Interestingly, I don't know how many people know this. You might know this, Kevin, but two guys is celebrating their 35th anniversary with a cigar dinner, and that they currently are scheduling that for September 16, 2020. You familiar with that?
I actually seen that. I actually had one of the guys from my group ask me if we wanted to get together and have a table. I would absolutely love to do that, but I'm hoping, for the benefit of them and for the cigar community that actually happens. That's a little ways away, so they got a good shot at it.
That might be an opportunity for me to fly up there, because that's going to be. They're saying it's going to include dinner. I got to look at the price of the ticket here. Where is this? So what are they saying? It's going to be. Giving away, let's see, celebrating its 35th anniversary by giving away up to $35,000.
Retirement check, Jim.
Let's see there. It's an anniversary included events giving away Harley Davidson motorcycles, Hummers, Rolls Royce filled with minted silver bars, Cadillac, Mercedes automobiles. This year's prize is $35,000. Total of 17 premium cigars will be given to each person, including Christophe Aladino, Jose Dominguez, CLE, Atabay, Hammer and Sickle. Haven't heard that one in a while. Big Room, Perdomo, Recluse, Padron, Diamond Crown, Davidoff, LFD, Rocky Patel, Nesta Miranda, Aganor Leaf, and United Cigar. Tickets are $225, and they're going on sale Saturday, May 9th, and not before. Tickets will be sold at all Two Guys shop locations. So, yeah, and you're going to get a bunch of people there. So the event includes a night of champions, which will include the champions of the cigar industry, including Nesta Miranda, Rafael Nadal, Jared Trudeau, Justo Aurora, Jose Dominguez, Christian Arroyo, Nelson Alfonso, Eric Wentworth, Nick and Janine Perdomo, Scott Weeks, Jorge Padron, Eric Newman, Johan Zahn, Lito Gomez, Nish Patel. Nish Patel's everywhere. They must be serving tequila there if Nish is there. That's all I know. Terrence Riley and Oliver Nivard. So, yeah, I might have to get myself a ticket if it's going to really happen. Well, no, I guess by May they'll have a better handle on it. That would be the perfect time for me to come up to the Boston area.
Well, that's the perfect time for two other things too, Jim. So if that happens, that's on a Wednesday night. But don't quote me on the exact date because I don't know it. But I know Twins throws a huge cigar party on one of those Saturdays, and my cigar bar throws a big party on one of those Saturdays too. Like real good events. So that's a month full of great events.
So another tidbit of news, and this ought to be a lot of from the cigar community. Marvel Comics. You ready for this one? They're going back retroactively, and they are removing all the cigars from their comics. There's been a push to censor smoking in media recently, with games like Gears 5 censoring any depiction to smoking, and Netflix banning smoking in anything that isn't rated TV 14 or higher. So Marvel is jumping on the ban board by retroactively censoring cigars and cigarettes in older X-Men comics that are being reprinted.
What a sense. Yeah, I totally don't agree with that. I mean, all their older stuff is what made them who they are, and if you're going to take away from the way you began, I don't know.
I
I can't agree with that.
I mean, some of those characters are known for their cigar chomping ways.
Yeah, I wonder what all the people in the chat think about that.
Let's find out. We'll open it up. Guys, what do you think about Marvel Comics getting rid of cigars in their comic books, retroactively back to even some of their older ones? We'll let them chew on that for a second.
Yeah.
And we'll get right back to that. So another piece of cigar news that came out is probably one of the bigger collaborations and alliances was announced that Crown Heads and Ace Prime. Now, Ace Prime, for those that don't know, was a new vertically integrated distribution manufacturing company that was announced at this past PCA, and it is headed up by a guy named Luciano, who's a sommelier and cigar aficionado. He's connected. His company now is connected up with Crown Heads with an alliance, and one of the things that they're doing, besides aligning to produce cigars and market and distribute, they are also creating what's called the Bold Initiative to keep the lights on, which is a monthly subscription box that directly supports your local cigar lounges and provides an exclusive experience with content, access, and special offers. So we're going to be announcing more about this Bulb Initiative next week, so they get behind this to kind of help out the shops so that they can keep the lights on as we go through this pandemic. So kudos to them.
Yeah, I hope everybody makes it through this. This is pretty tragic for a lot of people who just depend on
I think we're going to do another giveaway. What do you want to give away now? You want to give away another cup?
Yeah, I can give away another cup.
Let's give away another cup. All right, let's do another roll.
I'm going to include a patch with the cup too. So I'm going to
put a patch with each cup. So we'll do a little quick run through here.
It's getting dark over here a little bit. I'm going lights on, lights out. I mean, in Boston, but can't smoke. Right. Can't smoke in the casa.
Chambers Jarbons. Chambers Jarbons. If you're listening, you have won a cup.
There's me. Yeah, buddy.
Okay, contact Kevin with your contact information. He'll get that to you, a cup and a patch.
You can put this on your police uniform, brother.
There you go. The other news that came out is, so I don't know how many of you are familiar with a brand called Viva La Vida, which is made by a company called Artesano del Tobacco, and they've been aligned with AJ Fernandez. So their first Vitola out of that line was spectacular. They came out with another one called the Jester, and now they're coming out with their first box-pressed Vitola, and that's going to start shipping soon. It's a 6x60 box-pressed, and it's going to be called Club 500. And the reason for Club 500 is they are giving a tribute to the first 500 loungers and customers who were the foundation of building that brand. And that brand is so important to AJ also. He actually loved that blend so much that he took it under his own distribution umbrella. So if you've never had a Viva La Vida, you got to check it out.
It's a very good cigar.
Fantastic cigar. They did it. And the guys, Billy and Gus, for those that don't know, Billy and Gus, who founded that, they used to own what was called the Cigar Inns in New York City, in Manhattan, years ago. And that's how they cut their teeth in the cigar industry. And now they two brothers have decided to go off and create their own cigar company, and they've been doing very, very well.
You know what I'm dying to try, like I told you before, Jim, ever since you told me, you showed us all the rating, those Rockefeller cigars.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm dying to try those. I haven't been able to get my hands on those yet, but I will be waiting to try those.
What you need to try in the Rockefeller line for sure is the gold, the Dominican blue box press Churchill, and their Lancero. Pretty spectacular.
Yeah, the Maduro Lancero is wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna probably start with is the Lancero, because you know how it is. They always say go back to the blends that they used to create the blend. So the Lancero is the king, right? The creation of the blend, pretty much. That's what I've been hearing from a lot of people over the years. Because it has the perfect combination of tobacco to bind it to filler. Is that correct, Jim?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's more wrapper than binder and filler, so you get all your flavor from the wrapper. So that's why you get a lot of good flavor from a Lancero.
Yeah. So yeah, that's absolutely correct, Mike. There's so much less filler and binder. Obviously, there's just primarily you're going to get a lot of that wrapper flavor. So that's why people like Lanceros. It's the true nature. Now, years ago, manufacturers, brand owners, they used to blend to like a Lancero or maybe even a Corona. But those cigars have fell out of popularity, and most people like Toros and Robustos and Torpedoes, so they blend to usually a Robusto or a Toro, and then they adjust for the others, which makes it really interesting to try to adjust to get the blend right when you have a whole lot less leaf to work with in a Lancero. Today, I just put out a review on the Hiram and Solomon the new Veiled Prophet Lancero. Now the Veiled Prophet, they got three Vitolas in that. They've got a 7x60 or some crap. It's a huge cigar. They got a Toro, and then they have now this Lancero, and that Lancero is by far the best of those three. They just nailed it.
Yeah, Rod gave me one of those, and it was really, really good.
Ray Asvale says, Viva La Vida, representing New York City, and is my daily smoke. Nice. That's a good daily smoke. Mo says he just put them on the site.
But the Viva La Vida?
I think he put I know he just put Rockefeller on the site, so it might be a little delay here. So Rockefellers is probably what he's talking about. Angela Wooten's on. So let's spin the dial again and show that ashtray. Come on, this is the big one. We're gonna give away this ashtray right here. This is a beautiful Foundation Cigars ashtray coming right out.
I don't got much light here, but
little spin here, moving around where the ball drops, and the ball drops on Agatha Hall.
Woo! Representing Melbourne, Florida, too.
Yeah. Agatha, thank you. Thank you for joining, and you are winning a beautiful Foundation Cigars ashtray. And I hope you can put that one to use with you and your hubby, for sure.
Jim, before we continue the news here, so what is exactly this cigar consist of?
Oh, so the Boston Jimmy is a San Andreas wrapper with a Sumatra binder and Omekepi and Jalapa fillers. And the flavor should be spectacular.
Oh, yeah, dude. It is. And it's a good rolled cigar, and no issues really burning besides me talking up a storm and kind of winding down a little bit, but that's my fault.
They're made down in Honduras. I use one of my sponsors, Providencia Cigars, where they use their factory where they get them all made. So they handled the whole thing for me. I told them what the blend I wanted. And I didn't have time to go back and forth on it. And I told them what the flavor profile I believed that cigar was supposed to have based on the leaves I was putting in it. And I left it in their hands, and they nailed it. That's all I can say. They
Now,
absolutely.
what did you rate this?
I didn't rate it. Cigar Coop rated it an 87. So that's the only one. I haven't gotten any other. I got positive feedback, but again, they're not for sale. They're my private stock. I give them to people when I see people. So J.C. Newman announced a new brick house as part of the TAA. So for those that don't know what TAA is, it's the Tobacco Associates of America. They're all the retailers that get together, and these certain cigar manufacturers that are associates of that, they go and they create special one-only type cigars every year just for those retailers to sell. So they've J.C. Newman has announced that they're doing a brick house, Ciento por Ciento. And Ciento.
I'm gonna have to try it.
Ciento por Ciento is actually Spanish, meaning 100%. So it's 100% from
Tobacco?
volcanic soils in Nicaragua. So those I've had brick houses before. They're decent cigars, but this one seems like it's going to be pretty spectacular. It's got a Habano seed leaf grown in Jalapa, and it's got binder and fillers from the three of the Nicaragua's most mountainous regions.
Creme de la creme.
6 1/4 by 54, and they're retailing for. What do you think the retail price of that brick house is going to be?
Brick house. What's the regular price for a cigar? $3?
No, they're selling them retail. What do you think they retail for?
$15.
How much?
15.
$7.54.
Wow.
All right. So you can get
Huh?
cigars less than $10. I think that are pretty good.
I figured that if they were gonna call that the creme de la creme, say 100% and all that stuff, I figured that would be a premium price for a premium cigar.
Oh, what do you think about that, Mike? $7.54. $7.40. I'm sorry, $7.40.
Yeah, it's not a bad price.
They should be showing up at shops in May. Another TAA that was announced late last week was the Crown Heads exclusive Lost Angel. Okay, so you might have heard of previous Crown Heads TAAs like the Angel's Envy, which is the one that they produced from 2014 to 2019. So John Uber and company decided that this year they're going to do what's called the Lost Angel. And this particular one, again, is 100% Nicaraguan binder and filler. It's finished with an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. And they're being made at Tabacalera Los Alianza, which I believe is the EPC Carrillo factory. So there you go. That's the news of the week.
You know what I'm looking forward to? The Tatuaje. What is Tatuaje supposed to come out with this year for that?
They have.
I think this is their last year.
Well, there is. So I didn't get all of the releases as far as the blends are concerned. I do know that the TAA canceled their annual meeting and convention, but the cigars that are being released for that include an AJ Fernandez with Bella Artez, Maduro. Let me just look up the Brick House, Christoph, LFD, La Polina, La Laura, my father. Tatuaje, TAA exclusive series 52nd. That's all it says.
I love the 51st one. The 51st one was one of my favorites.
Yeah, they're limiting it to 3,000 boxes of 20, and they're going to retail for about $12.
Not too shabby.
So start to find these in your local TAA retailers if you have one near you. It'll start. All of this stuff starts shipping, I think, in May.
I'll be on that.
So be on top of that stuff, right?
Mike, put your shirt on, Mike.
So we had a few cigar reviews on Stogie Press this past week. We did touch on, obviously, like I said, the Veiled Prophet, Lancero. We also talk about talking about Frontline cigars. They have their own line called Blue Line Cigars. I did give a rating on that one and a review. You can check that out. The Nesta Miranda Special Selection Coffee Break, which I think is one we got at the Great Smoke.
Yeah.
The limited edition, it says on it, I think.
Yeah, special selection. Yep. That was a nice cigar. The JRE Tobacco Company, the Aladino Corojo Reserva Robusto. That is a spectacular cigar.
People love that cigar. They love that cigar. Like, rave about it. Rave.
Spectacular cigar. And then I also did a review on the Ventura Cigars Archetype Pupil. So Ventura came out, continue with the Archetype line. They came out with 2 blends this year, one called the Pupil and one called the Master. And it's all about Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud, and how Sigmund was the master and teacher of Carl Jung, and then Carl Jung eventually kind of took and became, from the pupil, became the master. Both of those cigars are actually very, very, very well made cigars and flavorful. So I always enjoyed their blends.
Yeah, I haven't tried those. The Aladino, though, that you were talking about, that's from Honduras, right?
The Aladino's Honduras, absolutely. You wouldn't expect Arroyo not to do it from Honduras.
Yeah, that's a good cigar. So, and that's a good price point too. That cigar is like $8, ain't it?
That cigar was really inexpensive, with all things considered. Actually, it's not that inexpensive. I take it back. $12 for the Robusto. And 14.
Okay. I thought I paid around $8 for that.
You talking the same one? You talking about the Corojo Reserve?
With the yellow and brown band?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well,
don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's what I paid for it.
What's interesting about that cigar, it's 100% Honduran Corojo.
Oh, wow.
Binder, the filler, the wrapper, all the same.
Oh.
Different primings, I'm sure, but same plant. So it's 100% puro. You can have like a Nicaraguan puro with different regions, but that is 100% Honduran Corojo, which is
your cigar's still going.
You're smoking it to the nub, man. Taking it right to the nub. There you go. All right. Do we have anything else to give away?
It to the nub.
Do we have anything else to give away, Kevin?
I got a coin and a cup still. What did we give away? 2 cups?
Give away 2 cups, 2 patches in the cups, an ashtray. And we got a coin. All right.
And white limited edition coin.
That's a cool coin.
Only 100.
Winner is Boston Jimmy. No. All right, we're gonna do this one more time. We only got 9 people. Hold on a second. We only got 9 people left watching the show, and I think the 9 people that are on this show right now deserve to be in this random. So I got to see if I can find the 9 people. I'll tell you what. What's a good question I can ask them? The 9 people there that are on. What's a good trivia question?
What was the name of my last article? What was the title of my last article? See who pays attention. It's easy.
All right. Fair enough. All right.
See who pays attention. That's all.
To win that coin, those of you that are left, there's 12 people on now. For those of you who are left, what was the title of Mike Holmes's last article on Stogie Press? First one to chime in on here wins that coin. Go check it out.
I mean, I post it everywhere. It should be the easiest question to ever ask.
Yeah, just go on Stogie Press. It's real easy.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing about Stogie Press is you can go on and hit a button right in the middle of the homepage called Latest Posts. And Latest Posts give you the latest posts, and if you just scroll down that, you will see the Mike Holmes article. Real easy to find. Whoever comes up with
It came
that
out the end of
wins that coin.
March.
Yes, we'll even give you a hint. It came out on March 27th.
Man.
Ray gets it. Virtual Herf.
Well, that's close enough, but that's close enough. Somebody, Terry Mabin said he just posted it. Are you seeing his comment?
I'm waiting for comments to come in. First one I got here was from Ray. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, because Terry Mabin just messaged me, and I know you're the only one that can look at the comments because you got two devices. I'm on my phone, and I can't see any comments. All right, so I guess it's just whatever ones that you can see. I don't know what it has to do with Facebook, probably the way they show shit.
Showed up.
But
I say.
Well, Ray was the first person, right? So Ray gets the coin.
So Ray gets the coin.
And then what do we do? Give Terry the cup? Is that what we do?
Give Terry the cup. All right. There we go. Well, that was a lot of fun. So next week, we're going to have another special show. We're going to have the owner of Enki Cigars on. Enki Cigars is a small boutique company. It's been around for a very long time, based out of Miami. I've known him for 6-7 years now. He was one of the first ones to get behind Stogie Press when we first launched it. He's been a big supporter of us. So he'll be on talking about the cigar industry, what's going on with this pandemic and this crisis, how it's affecting the industry, and what he's doing to try to keep product moving, and what his predictions are for this industry going forward. So it should be a really fun show, an informative show. So tune in next week, same time, same place. This is Boston Jimmy out. Kevin, I really appreciate you coming on. Kevin, I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, Jim.
Yes, we appreciate you, Kevin, for coming on.
And we'll call in this show.